Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage. All got perspective, it's a collective. Get to the bottom of the truth is. Where the heart's uncovered. Where you detox from all of the lies you smothered. What them tries could have killed you, but with faith you recover. Yeah. Peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goals regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's an art tool. Reflect on all the juice like torture. It's on you, tell the truth.
Yeah, we about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Listen. Yeah, aim in the fit so you see in the mirror. Play with your focus and watch it get clear. Polish your crown, turn it up if you wear it. You live in the root, release what you're fearing. And watch it all rise, the righteous will hear it. They calling us twisted, I'm not even caring. Because it's unseen, the mind is too barren. They won't even heal it, they pass it to cheering. We over here healing, conversing and listening. Know that the truth isn't always appealing, but end it with healing and find your beginning. Frequency positive, what you receiving. Perception is up to you, what you believing. What you retrieving, mentally speaking. Life that they breathing, no words from a heathen. Don't know it all, but together undefeated. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation, rather want it, you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the trial with the students and teachers. All got a voice, we the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Hey. Yeah.
We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. We about to have a good conversation. Yeah, let's go. Praying for truth cause the world is so fickle. Keeping my mental how clean as a whistle. Attention's a trap that can lead you astray. Sneering this shit through the storm and the haze. Real conversations are lost in the greed. Others get lost in the web that it weaves. Sift through the rhetoric, uncover schemes. Knowledge inherited, this is imperative. I got a lot on my mind and I'm sharing it. Apples to oranges, it ain't no comparisons. I'm the type that'll never break character. I'm the type to make memories and cherish them. Trust intuition and doubt of disparity. Pursuing the echoes of wisdom. Chasing that moment of clarity. Conversation rather one if you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen. Conversation rather one if you need it. Come fill up your tank before it's depleted. Don't care if you calling on Allah, Jesus, Buddha or Christian, not being facetious. Come to the track with the students and teachers. All got a voice, who the ears that'll listen. Who the ears that'll listen. We the ears that'll listen.
It's on you, tell the truth.
Peace, everyone. I keep getting suspended on TikTok. I don't know none of these things. I can't see that far away, and I'm over here doing a lot at one time. I don't know why. Anyhow, it was just our intro. I own the intro, so I don't know why they would whatever. So peace. I don't know. TikTok's crazy now, but peace. Let me ask everyone something tonight. Have you ever had a moment where you noticed something about yourself that you hadn't seen before? Maybe a reaction surprised you. Maybe a conversation stayed with you longer than expected. Maybe something small made you pause and think, I thought I was fine. The moment can feel uncomfortable, yet the moment can also be powerful because awareness is where growth begins. Once we recognize a pattern, we now have the opportunity to respond differently. Tonight, we're not focused on what went wrong. We're talking about what happened next. This is the People's Podcast, and we are the ears that will listen and where your opinion matters. Welcome, Kendall Cobb.
Hi, Kendall.
Hello.
Moon
Dean.
Tortoise. Moon Tortoise.
Meow.
Welcome. DDH. Welcome.
How you guys doing?
Moon Tortoise, could you tell us the deeper meaning?
I can. Keep files in my shell. After learning about survival responses and emotional safety, many people reach a moment of recognition. They realize some reactions they believed were normal were actually protection. They were functioning, yet not processing emotions. Shutting down, overreacting, avoiding conversations, and people pleasing can feel automatic because these responses were learned a long, long time ago. That realization can feel surprising, yet it can also open the door to growth. Because once someone becomes aware of a pattern, something new becomes possible. Curiosity. Instead of judging a reaction, someone may begin asking a different question. What am I actually feeling right now? Healing begins when moments like that, not through pressure, through awareness and patience. Many people are never shown what healing looks like. So learning emotional awareness can feel unfamiliar at first. Yet unfamiliar experiences are often where growth begins. So let's talk about it and have a good conversation.
Yes, let's do. Look
Taurus
at
is
that.
down.
Submit your music. I didn't put that though. Anyways, so the first question would be, once someone becomes aware of a pattern in themselves, what do you think the first step towards growth looks like, Moon Tortoise?
Well, recognizing it is, really important. And then trying to remove that problem. So, recognizing it's a big thing. And I think people who do that, and especially if they divulge information where they're like, I'm trying to change this in my life, we should be supportive of it. It probably took a lot of thinking to get there. And the first step can be a lot of different things.
Okay. Kendall Cobb, once someone becomes aware of a pattern in themselves, what do you think that the first step towards growth tools are?
I think my first instinct is accepting for what is and what you can do about it, and then learn from there for what you can do. So the process is, I'm not too sure exactly where to go from. The fact I'm still learning what the processes are.
Okay. DDH, once someone becomes aware of a pattern in themselves, what do you think the first steps towards growth looks like?
Admitting it and then beginning to find ways to fix it.
Okay. For me, I think once someone's aware of it, I think that growth looks uncomfortable. This is just my opinion. I think that doing something that you're not familiar with can be very uncomfortable because now you have to break patterns because you were doing something so much and it became a repetition, and then that's what was normal for you. So now breaking it is going to be very hard, I think. I think it's going to be uncomfortable at times. It's going to be very uncomfortable, and you're going to feel like uneasy, and sometimes you might let yourself down. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. Because when you are admitting it and then you trying to fix it, you always have those little missteps. And I think sometimes you battle with the doubt of you even have to fix something. So, but I think that once you like I said, become aware of it and stuff, and you can find the ways and steps to start fixing, you'll grow.
Moon Tortoise, do you think that it's going to be uncomfortable
To what?
to change, to break the patterns and change?
Um, it is if you're really stuck in a rut. Um, I find a lot of people are not too comfortable with change, and I yearn for it personally. I
Yeah.
always want to change. I can't stand things staying the same. So, yeah, it's uncomfortable for me to sit still.
How about you, TikTok? What do you think? Do you think that once someone becomes aware of their pattern in themselves, what do you think the first step towards growth looks like? Do you think it might be uncomfortableness? I don't know. Fear? Anxiety? I don't know.
Into the unknown.
When you notice a reaction, Moon Tortoise, you would like to change, what helps you pause before responding?
Um, well, you're acting like I'm impulsive or something. That's an ongoing theme this week is impulsivity. Did I make that up? No, I don't know. I feel it, right? I know that's a stupid answer, but I feel something in my gut, something boiling up like it's a sixth sense you can develop where it's like a well, how can I say it? A bullshit meter. And if something, not that it's untrue or something, but if something's giving me a lot of like is really really putting me into high gear or stressed out or something, or I don't like something, or I am able to take that pause now. I really am
Okay.
because my meter's going crazy, and I recognize that internal clock, like you're about to maybe overreact, and I don't like doing that. So change feels good.
How about you, TikTok? When you notice a reaction, what you would like to change? What helps you pause before responding? Kendall, when you notice a reaction you would like to change, what helps you pause before responding?
Usually, for how I was taught, you take a 5-second real break. So you count to 5 before you react to anything, and then you breathe it through before you say anything. So I was always taught to remain calm in any situation, but lately, a lot of things are escalating for how things have been. I don't know what's with everyone else, or maybe it's just me. I don't know. But everything feels so tense, and something's shifted. That's what I've been sensing lately.
You're not wrong.
I blame it on the metro or the what is it, the Mercury retrograde that's going on right now. That's what I blame it
Oh
on.
yeah, the moon's in Gatorade with Jupiter ascending and
Yeah. So they're
really
having a
crazy
bad,
for everybody.
yeah. So there's a metro or a meteor grade. What do they call it?
Mercury is in
Metrograde.
retrograde.
Metrograde.
I had to cut my own BS. People at home, what do you do? How do you pause? People listening, how do you pause before blowing up at somebody or whatever, reacting poorly to a situation? Because we all do it. And if you don't, comment that.
DDH. Once you notice a reaction that you'd like to change, what helps you pause before responding?
I'm thinking about it and just remaining calm in it. And I think that sometimes if you breathe before you think about it, that help. That can help you.
I've been learning so much lately and really digging deep within myself. And I've learned that sometimes the reaction that I want to respond isn't because I'm angry. isn't because I'm triggered. It's something else. And I have to be able to get inside myself and find out really what that is. Ask myself, what am I really feeling right now? Why do I feel the need that I have to respond? You know, before we started the show, I come to a realization that I don't like doors open. I always knew always didn't like doors open, like closets and cupboards and stuff. It really bothers me when they're open. And I think it's because when I was younger, I got locked in them. And now when they're half open and they're not shut all the way, it gives me a form of anxiety. I literally just realized that before I hit go live.
Yeah. People at home, you got that? You feel that? That's important.
Sometimes our emotions isn't really what we think it is. We feel angry because angry is the loudest thing, but sometimes it's something else. I mean, I'm not upset because doors are open. It's a trigger because of something that happened to me with a door. And now that when they're closed, I feel better. Yeah. You don't like closets open?
No, I like doors to be either open or closed. For one. And the way you say like having them ajar, I don't know. Yeah, well, like I got a lot of weird things with people coming into my room, and so that sounds worse than it is. Like I used to get like accosted in my sleep all the time, and not in the way you're probably thinking. That's not actually a part of my past. I don't think. I don't think I was sexually assaulted or anything. My mom was sure mean. So yeah, and then a babysitter locked me in a closet too.
Yeah, see? So, and I'm sitting adjacent right now to the laundry door that does not shut all the way now that someone tightened up the screws so much. It's got too much pressure on it that it just stays partial open. And if you catch me looking over that way, that's because that kind of gives me low key anxiety. But there's something deeper than that. There's something deeper than that. It's bigger than the door being partially open.
I never really thought about it all that much until right now, until you said it. So once again, my mind's kind of blown. Like I don't know. It reminds me of The Ring or something. You know, it's just awful what's coming through it. I don't know.
I'm fixated on it. I swear I can't stop thinking of a door once it's open. I mean, DDH, aren't I? I'm pretty fixated on an open door. If it's open, please shut that thing. If you're done with it, please shut it because it really triggers me inside of something. So that's something I'm going to have to sit with myself and I'm going to have to really think about and heal for me.
Kendall said
so. What'd Kendall say?
Kendall said, I used to see a lot of spiritual things standing at my doors. Actually, I still do on occasions, knowing something else is present or taking place. And also had people with weapons at my doors. Yeah, I've been through that too. You know, I wanted to say, Kendall, if you don't mind me putting you on the spot a little bit, I don't think you ever jump in, and you are so welcome to. You know that. And if you don't feel comfortable doing that, then you don't have to.
Oh no, it's more than fine. I just don't want to be rude at anything, so I'm just more so humbled that way. So this is how I am.
I understand. I got a feeling.
I do like that she keeps the chat active, though. She's really good at engaging in the chat. I love that.
And I can always call on you. We can call on you.
Yeah, half time I don't want to read what she wrote, so I just ask her to because it takes me a while to see it. Not because I don't love reading her what she writes. It's so squinting my eyes like that to try to read that is really rough for me because my eyes are bad. So, do you think growth happens more through reflection or through practicing new responses in real situations?
Probably more. Probably more of the second column, but I think they really do work in tandem. You got to have the physical along with the mental aspect to everything. I was going to say that like reflecting can be a catalyst for the action, but you need to. I would strongly suggest being self-aware, all the time, whether you're doing something or after you've done it and processing it. I think that the collective, they want you to kind of fly through life, and it's a fast-paced environment. Or can you keep up with this fast-paced environment? But I don't know. You should take time to slow down. You're designed to eat berries and cook squirrels in caves, so I don't know.
What do you
Did you say
think, Ken?
squirrels? I'm sorry.
Hey, perfect. What did you say?
I heard squirrels. I'm like, not the squirrel. Oh,
The squirrels.
I love
Kendo, do
squirrels.
you think growth happens more through reflection or through practicing new responses in real situations?
can I say both? I think it takes both to practice what you preach, for how you are and what you want to do and how you want to heal. It's all process.
Yeah. What do you think, DDH?
Um, I too also think that it's both. I mean, of course, when you can practice in a real time situation, it's like is giving you're experiencing the situation to allow yourself to be like, okay, but then if you reflect about it and you look at it too, I mean, you can see too as well what they should be.
I'm going to say both too. I agree with you. I'm going to say both too, because I do believe that reflection helps, but when you're practicing it in real time, it gives you more of a, oh, I really got to catch myself. Not just the fact of I'm saying, hey, I should catch myself. Because like I said, I'm a hands-on kind of person, and I mean literally. And I want to catch myself before I put my hands on someone or something. And welcome SGF Graham.
Peace, peace. How y'all doing?
All is well. And I don't like the word welcome, and I don't know why I did that to you. That made me feel very uncomfortable as I was saying it, and that's why I said it in a weird way. I don't even know what to say that. Huh. That was uncomfortable for me.
You said peace and vibes, then. Peace and vibes.
Peace, peace. So our question is, do you think growth happens more through reflection or through practicing new responses in real situations?
Practicing real responses under real situations so you can apply them when the pressure comes. Like you have to know what to do when the situation is there. For the most part, a lot of people, a good bit of people will figure it out during the pressure. That's where motivational coaches and stuff come. But most people, like anything, you want to be prepared for it or whatever. That way you would already be kind of familiar with what's going on, so you would at least have an idea. Because of course, when you're actually going through the situation, really it can be different where everybody thinks they know what they're going to do until the situation is actually there, but you can at least have an idea.
Yeah. How about you, TikTok? What do you think? Do you think that it's a real situation or just reflective? Let us know. Oh, so Moon Tortoise, what does emotional growth look like in everyday life?
Um, what does emotional growth look like in everyday life?
Yes.
I think that's kind of pertinent to the emotional grower. No, I'm a grower, not a shower. Wait, maybe I got that backwards. Boy, that joke really works with that. I It could be anything. I don't know. Maybe it's just someone's demeanor. I think the first thing you'll notice about someone who's growing is that they're carrying themselves with maybe a little more confidence, maybe a little more pep in their step, right? So, or maybe it's something that's imperceptible, like, yeah. Or maybe it's just damn new threads or whatever. You know, it could be anything. It could be a lot of different things. It's probably an unforeseen force, though, first.
You know, before we started the show, I needed a couple minutes of quietness because I just came from one situation, and I don't want to say situation wasn't a situation. I just came from a seminar to this, and there was a lot going on there, and I had to shut off, reset, and refocus. And that's what I feel that emotional growth looks like. Taking that moment to have a shut off, taking that moment to say, hey, this is what I'm feeling right now, and I have to do this for me so that I can sit here and help. Because you can't lead by example if you are a hot mess. Someone told me that today, and I get it. Kendall Cobb, what does emotional growth look like in an everyday life?
I think it's recognizing your own faults in a different perspective.
Okay. DDH, what does emotional growth look like in an everyday life?
Finding the ways to grow through it, to be able to grow, and then applying it to make your day better, happy, um, and just being emotionally stable too, to not let your feelings and emotions be everywhere.
SGF Graham, what does emotional growth look like in an everyday life?
Balance, knowing when we recalibrate. Um, Prime example, this morning, feeling dead tired. Um, been weeks. I've been only sleeping like 3 hours a night, not because I'm stressed, but because I'm trying to push forward on my goals and stuff, which turned to stress and which turned to stress and trying to keep consistent thoughts and stuff going on. And I was in the gym and I'm recording and I'm playing back and I'm looking at crazy bags up under my eyes. And I, I knew immediately, I was like, oh, I need to take a break. I need to really go just rest and chill out for a little bit. And I actually decided to make my next video about that, about, recalibrating, you know, knowing when to rest or whatnot. But yeah, that was something that I dealt with today.
Yeah. Also, I want to add real quick before to get the next thing. TikTok, those on over there watching them over there on TikTok land. What do you think that emotional growth looks like in everyday life? Come join us over here in the other parts of the woods, YouTube and Facebook and whatnot. Or in the comments. I wanted to say that emotional growth also looks like peace. It doesn't look like chaos. It doesn't look like clutter. It looks like a clean house. And I'm not talking about physically, yet it is physical. I'm talking about a mental house. It's not easy though. Moon Tortoise, how can someone show themselves compassion while they are learning something new about themselves?
Compassion while they're learning something new about themselves. Giving yourself grace and learning to love failure. Is that good?
Yeah.
I tend to I beat myself up You don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up.
Kendall Cobb. How can someone show themselves compassion while they are learning something new about themselves?
Give them time and understanding. Give encouragement if you're able to, and you listen. If you got something to say, you listen for what they're trying to deal, and just be very kind-hearted for what they're going through to understand what they're trying to express. Um, it takes time.
Okay. SGF Graham, how can someone show themselves compassion while they are learning something new about themselves?
Be okay to fail. Be okay to be wrong about a couple of things. Be okay to ask questions. Be okay to listen. Be okay to not get an answer.
I don't like using this saying much, but this time it fits. Remembering that you're only human. Remembering that we're learning it because survival is all we knew in a lot of people's situations. Not always, but majority. That fight, flight, or freeze is our response that's natural and comes easy because we learned it. So learning healing may not come easy, but it's a lesson we signed up for. And how else would we learn lessons if we didn't practice them? But remember, you're only human. So it's okay to every now and then stumble. Moon tortoise. What helps people stay motivated when personal change feels slow?
Um, Being able to switch focus. I was gonna leave it at that. Though, yeah, being able to move your focus. I think that's important.
Um, Kendall Cobb. What helps people stay motivated when personal change feels slow?
I'm not really sure how to answer that one properly. It's a little bit tricky because when it comes to motivation, you have to encourage yourself to be that type of motivated, to be the motivator. So it's a little bit, everyone has their own little point of view for how it is. So it's a little tricky.
Okay. SGF Graham, what helps people stay motivated when personal change feels slow?
Birds of a feather flock together. Gotta find
Mm,
people that's, well, for me, find people with the same aim or at least the same drive so I can feed off that energy and pick myself back up, not being an energy vampire, but I'm
yeah.
soaking up the positivity that's going on.
I was gonna say that same thing. I'm gonna let DDH answer this real quick before I get into what I was gonna say, but similar to that, DDH, what helps people stay motivated when personal change feels slow?
Um, by acknowledging the things that they are, the micro wins, or like if you every small progress, if you progressing and it's something small, it might not be the where you want to be, but you'll get there. So I think acknowledging is a change, one step at a
Micro
time.
wins. I honestly do. That's so true. I think people try to look at the bigger picture that they forget about the micro wins. Because there is micro wins in things. Um, Thank you for saying that. That was a good comment. You know, what I realized I was gonna say is that when you have people that you mirror, because your surrounding makes a huge difference. And when you have that balance, that feminine and masculine energy that gives balance, because the female, and I'm not saying the gender female, I'm saying the feminine energy is feels everything, and the masculine energy is supposed to stay grounded, and that's how you have that balance. And when you feel that you should be somewhere that you aren't right now, remember that maybe there's something you still got to heal. Maybe there's something you still got to fix, because just because it's not in the right time that you think it needs to be doesn't mean that it's not in time, the time it's supposed to be. Because sometimes it's not about our time. Sometimes it's about the right time then. SGF Graham's on here a couple times, so I'm going to kick this guy off.
That means I'm twice as good. Yeah.
So, Moon Tortoise,
Yeah.
what do you think of those answers?
Taxation is theft. Wait, what was the question?
This is your brain on drugs. So the question was, what hell? Oh, no question. I said, what do you think of those answers?
I like them. I love the congruency of a lot of the answers. I think we got a good team.
So
You know,
how can one person choose growth influences the other people around them then?
what? Word that
How can
again.
how can one person choosing growth influence others around them then?
Well, I hope I didn't influence SGF to leave.
No.
Oh, there it is. We go. Yeah, I don't know. Having just being supportive. You know, I like the thing about I like to say you surround yourself with supportive and people who mirror your success and your goals, and it really does create a better balance in your life. We are social creatures. Whatever is piloting the hominid chassis we have that you consider as a badger or tortoise. So, you know, it's good when spirit animals connect with each other. Stay away from them storm cloud motherfuckers.
Kendall Cobb, how can one person choosing growth influence the people around them?
I was going to say by remaining positive in all aspects. There's beauty in the ugly. Even in the ugly, there's beauty. So it has to play both roles.
Okay. SGF Graham, how can one person choosing growth influence those around them?
I don't know if I could say anything that nobody hasn't said already.
I think we're like monkey see, monkey do kind of thing, though. It's like the scenario of the monkeys that were washing the sweet potatoes out in the water. When one monkey thought of it and started doing it, the other monkeys were like, "Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe I should do it too."
Or the Bone Club scene from 2001.
I don't know the bone thing.
It's a
Anyway.
It's a romantic comedy. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm not hip. But at the end of the day, I honestly think that it can be addictiveness of seeing somebody else achieve something that you were afraid to do may influence you to do it too. What do you think, DDH?
Yeah, I pretty much was going to say the same thing, that I think that it's just a rub off on people, like, oh, they're doing something good or positives, and you know what, I'm gonna give it a try too.
It's scary though. You know, change is scary for some people, like we said at the beginning. And when you don't know how, how you're supposed to do it. Yeah. So I wanna read my speech because I have a top 100 thing. If you guys don't mind, Moon Tortoise, do you mind? Because I have to remember it.
Oh, I might. Oh, yeah. Let me retract into my shell. Read it. We always share our. But it's good.
So I have to scroll up. So, and I'm trying to remember the whole clock thing to remember it by heart. And I've only been writing it for not even 5 days, even though it's my story. I have a lot going on to try to remember this. So, love is the answer. Show of hands. How many of you were taught how to deal with your emotions in a healthy way growing up? For many of us, the answer is no. No one. Not me. Author Bell Hook once wrote, "Love is as love does. Love is an act of will, both an intention and an action. Love is an action, never simply a feeling." If love is an action, how many of us were never showed how to practice it? Because many of us were not taught healing. We were taught survival. When I was younger, I wasn't taught how to sit with my emotions. I was taught to survive, to be strong, to move on, to prove myself. I remember one moment really clear when I was 8 years old, and I told this story to my dad today, and he chuckled. He sent me to my room and told me to think about what I did wrong. So I sat there. Yet the whole time I wasn't thinking about what I did wrong. I was thinking about the outcome. I was thinking about I was going to get punished. I remember putting layers of clothes on, even stuffing books in my pants, because I was preparing myself for the punishment, what I thought was coming. My dad came in the room there 3 different times and asked me, "Did you know what you did wrong?" And every time I said no, not because I didn't want to take responsibility. My mind, even at 8 years old, was already stuck in survival mode. I wasn't thinking about my emotions. I wasn't thinking about my actions. I was thinking about how I can protect myself. When children grow up learning survival instead of understanding, they carry that pattern into adulthood. That's why I say love is the answer. If you were never taught proper love, how were you supposed to recognize it? We learn what is molded. If chaos is molded, we learn chaos. If silence is molded, we learn science. If emotional safety was never molded, we learned protection. So before we talk about changing behavior, we need compassion. Because the mind learns survival long before it ever learns healing. I want everyone to do something with me. I want you to take a deep breath in. All you guys, take a deep breath in. Hold it in. Count slowly out to 3 before you release it. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to ask you to do something that might seem unusual. Either do it quietly or even out loud. It's whatever you're comfortable with. I want you to apologize to your younger version of you for not knowing what you were never taught, for surviving the only way you knew how, for doing the best you could with what you had. I apologize. You had to survive when you deserved to feel safe. That is active love. The next time you feel triggered, pause before reacting. Name what you're actually feeling, because sometimes we say we're angry when we really feel rejected, ignored, embarrassed, misunderstood, unappreciated, afraid, insecure, overwhelmed, disappointed. Remember, anger is loud. All those other emotions underneath are quiet. Anger feels powerful. Rejection feels vulnerable. Shame feels exposed. Fear feels unsafe. Painful emotions do not disappear just because we ignore them. They wait. They sit. They quietly beneath the surface until something touches it again. And when they return louder. Unspoken hurt can become anger. Unprocessed rejection can become defensiveness. Unhealed fear can become control. This is how patterns continue. Pain that is not understood moves forward through us, sometimes into our relationships, sometimes into our families, sometimes into the next generation. Not because we are bad people, because our mind only knows survival. And if we were never taught how to sit with vulnerability, anger becomes the only language we know how to speak. So instead of saying, I'm mad at you, try saying, I felt hurt when that happened. Instead of reacting immediately, ask yourself, what am I protecting right now? Speak from that feeling instead of attacking. And when someone else is hurting, instead of saying, you're fine, say, I'm here with you. That is active love. Healing begins with practice. If trauma can be learned, healing can be learned. If pain can be passed down, love can be passed down. And it begins with one decision, one choice, one thought, and one action. One moment where you pause instead of react. One moment where you listen instead of defend. One moment where you respond instead of repeating the pattern. Love is not a feeling you wait for. Love is the action you choose. And when enough of us choose that action, patterns start to break. Families begin to shift. Children grow without fear. Cycles end. Imagine what our family would look like if even one person in this room chose emotional safety. Love is the answer. That's my thing. That's my. So, Moon Tortoise.
Good job, babe.
Thank you. So can you read the reflection, please?
Yes. Let's go find it. Oh, you put it right at the end. We're almost there, y'all. Okay, let's reflect. Growth rarely happens in dramatic moments. Most growth happens quietly. It happens when someone pauses before reacting. It happens when someone takes a breath during a difficult conversation. It happens when someone becomes curious about their emotions instead of avoiding them. These moments may seem small, yet these moments are very, very powerful because every pause creates space for a new response. And over time, these new responses begin forming new patterns. Growth is not about becoming a different person. Growth is about understanding ourselves more clearly.
So I was gonna have you guys do a short exercise, but there's no need to because we just did one. So I want everybody to think about something though. Think about one reaction that you sometimes have that you would like to understand better? Instead of judging, why don't you ask yourself a simple question? What emotion might exist underneath that reaction? You don't need to answer it right now tonight, but like awareness is where growth starts. So think about it. What is one thing that would love to understand about yourself better? Let's do our positive quotes, and then I'm going to get into the outro. So what's your positive thing to tell people?
You talking to me?
Yes, Moon Tortoise.
I know it usually goes that way. Well, I'm going to use my positive quote to actually answer one of the questions that we didn't ask that I was hoping that we would ask, but we never asked. And that question was, what helps someone stay patient with themselves while learning to change old habits? And I wanted to say that patience is a very important thing. Patience is a tool that turns the obstacles in your life into stepping stones, or at least can help do that. So, above all else, I hate to say it, stay patient. And when patience runs out, then that's something's telling you that change really just must take place. Just be easy
I
on
don't
yourself.
I don't know if Red Pill Rage Channel's still watching, but everybody tell him congratulations, he got married. Congratulations.
Relation.
The
Congrats,
rage
congrats.
inside him, just a
Oh,
little.
go ahead. You both did at the same time.
Sorry.
Go ahead, SGM Graham.
I know I just said congrats, congrats.
Oh, okay, okay. Can the positive message?
By the way, that was a beautiful message for what you said. Definitely reflective on that. My positive message is your feelings aren't always permanent for what you feel. They change every 50 seconds.
PDH, positive message.
All this, the secret of getting ahead is getting started.
SGF Graham, positive message.
It's okay to not know what you're doing right now. Just move with a purpose. That way nobody can't misuse you. You know, you're not doing something just because somebody else told you to do it. You're doing it because it's your purpose. And you hopefully won't burn out.
What does this say? Is that you?
Yeah.
Oh. What was that song, SGF Graham, that you got about moving with a purpose?
I move with purpose, baby. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's my song right there.
Never let a temporary feeling become a permanent action. Think, man, just take that pause. I don't care how long you have to do it. Take it. Because I'm telling you later on, when you look in the mirror, you're going to love yourself just a little bit more because you paused. Tonight, we talk about the moment after awareness. The moment when someone begins noticing patterns in their life. Awareness is not a setback. Awareness is the beginning to growth. Because once someone becomes aware of the patterns, they gain the opportunity to respond differently. And one person choosing growth can bring changing patterns that exist for generations. As people begin recognizing their emotions and understanding their reactions, sometimes something else starts to change in the way that we communicate. Because emotion awareness does not stay inside us, it begins shaping the words we choose, the way we listen, the way we respond to others, Next week, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about to expose how communication can either create emotional safety or break it. We are the ears that will listen where your opinion matters. Don't be the difference, become the difference. Until next time, thank you for taking time out of your day to come heal with us. May your night be full of positive energy and high vibration, filled with peace and love. Ashe, everyone.
Peace, peace.
New tortoise. Oh, you're muted. Go ahead. Say it.
Meow.
Meow.
That's not what you want me to
Say
say.
it.
See ya.
Or DDH, say it. He said bloop bloop. He
It's just
said
my,
bloop bloop.
my speaking spell was broken when I was a little kid. I have no idea what the hell anything says.
Did you hear what DDH said? He said bloop bloop.
I love it. I love it because I don't know. It seems like a distant memory now. Just the blooping.
Just a blooping. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Love you all. Start loving you because you matter and you're great.
Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people. Rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage. All got perspective. It's a collective. Get to the bottom where the truth is. Where the heart's uncovered. Where you detox from all of the lies you smothered. Where them tries could have killed you. But with faith you recover. Yup. Peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's so hard to.